I'm really excited for this one, y'all. Really, really excited. So, I love the Amazing Digital Circus. I love it, obviously. I've been, like, most of the people on my island in Tomodachi Life are Digital Circus characters. But now I get to maybe smooch one of them. Perhaps. I don't know, we'll see. But essentially, I don't know, I've been yearn maxing lately. I've been really, really yearning, and, your new stuff looks very cute. Thank you. I spent all day making it. I was like, oh, let me just do a cute, silly, reactive, for a dating sim stream. That'll be something quick, you know? And then it ended up taking me all day. So I would have been live sooner, but I was too busy working on this. Because, see, that's the thing about me that you'll come to find, is that I'm a perfectionist. So much like with you guys already know, for the past, like, week, you've seen me whittling away at, like, different me faces and stuff. Just the amount of detail, and even when I'm like, oh, I'll make this me because it's simple, like, it takes me fucking forever. So y'all already know that I get carried away with the small details, even if it's something that's supposed to be simple. I guess we should start the game now, shouldn't we? I have, like, 2 options for who I want to date, and honestly, it's gonna come down to how well they're written.
My little Goober is very cute, thank you. Thank you for saying my Goober cute. I'm just a little gal. I'm just a silly little lady. Bah!
Oh, yeah, well, ooh. Let's start the game, shall we? I wonder if it has voice acting or not. This game is fan-made and is in no way officially affiliated or endorsed by Glitch Productions or Gooseworks. All events and interactions in this game are not canon. They're canon to my canon, but not canon to the show's canon. Please do not reach out or harass anyone on Glitch's production team about this game. This game contains bright flash transitions. Huh. Okay. I guess it's not voice acted. Welcome to the Amazing Digital Dating Simulator, a slice of lifestyle school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Kane, and I'll be your principal for the duration of your stay at the Amazing Digital Academy. Help your classmates pull pranks on the teacher, become a straight-A student, or a rule-breaking delinquent. All this while possibly finding love along the way. But enough about my wonderful creation. Let's get you enrolled. First things first, which uniform will you be donning? Lady uniform. Sounds good. How about your name? What should we call you?
My name's Stevie.
Stevie, huh? Are you sure you like that name? Yeah. That's my name. Alrighty then, Stevie, if that's what you want to go with. Let's head inside. Hi, my name is Stevie. I'm a transfer student to the Amazing Digital Academy. My parents moved to the countryside after a vague, tragic event that changed the course of our lives. After I said goodbye to all my old friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. Today is my first day at this new school. Oh my god, the clock is, like, designed after the moon and the sun from the show. Oh my god. I glanced down at my class schedule. This should be English 101 with Mr. Kinger, so where's the teacher? As I step into the room to let in any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put 2 and 2 together, but when I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name can't really be... Hello, my name's Kinger. You must be pleased to meet me. Oh my god, that's great. Mr. Kinger extended a gloved hand, which I shake more out of instinct than out of genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, students. On the docket, today we have a new student named... what's your name again? I feel like my shy ass would be this first option. Hey everyone, I'm Stevie. I look forward to learning with you all, and I hope we can all be friends. Rightio. Go on and take any open seat, Stevie. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. I take a moment to think of who to sit by. Ooh, okay, our first choice. First, like, character-related choice. Okay, I sit down in the teacher's chair. Jax is gonna get bullied, lol. Yeah, if I can help it, if that's an option, I'm gonna bully the fuck out of him. I'm trying to think of who I should sit next to. Because if this influences who I date in any sort of way, there's two specific options I'm going for. One is my favorite character, and then the other one is one of my other favorite characters for no particular reason. Well, I'm assuming it's early in the game, so I'm gonna just go ahead and if I was in this scenario, and these were genuinely people I did not know, and I didn't know who they are and what they're like, I would probably sit next to the mismatched figure with a bored look on their face, because I was shy and quiet in school, and I tried to sit wherever, basically whatever part of the room is the quietest, because I didn't like sitting next to loud kids. So I'm gonna sit next to Zooble. I sat down next to the interesting looking student with mismatched limbs. I'm not going to bother asking you your name or backstory if that's what Kane wants. I mean, I just said my name in front of the class, but okay. I'm sorry? You heard what I said. After a week, Kane is gonna get bored of all of this, and you won't even be here anymore. Did I do something to offend them? Why do you think I'm gonna be gone in just a week? 'Cause that's just how things work around here. Kane comes up with a new student or adventure, everyone gets excited to know them, and Kane gets bored, or they move away. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm telling you all of this. Nothing they say makes any sense, but I'm still offended at being treated like some sort of side act in a circus. Circus. Well, I didn't ask to be here. All I remember is something happened at my old school and my parents had to move out to the countryside. I huff. That's the only reason I'm here right now. Zooble glares back at me, but before we can start to argue, the girl in the colorful hat comes over to us. Hey guys, what's going on over here? She says, looking at us. Well, I point to Zooble, just keep saying I'm going to disappear in a week. When Principal Kane gets bored of me? Well, that's not good. She waves her hand, trying to diffuse the situation. You know how Kane gets when we don't play along, Zooble. How Kane feels about things isn't my problem. To illustrate their point, they kick their feet up on the desk in front of them. Pomni just shakes her head before extending a hand for me to shake. Well, anyways, welcome to our class, Stevie. I'm sorry about Zooble. They just don't really like new people. Or Kane. I nod. I can see that. Well, if you want, you can come sit next to me instead. I'm sure Kinger won't mind. I cast a glance at Zooble, who's still ignoring me. The invitation is tempting. I'll stick it out with Zooble. Suit yourself. Don't think this makes us friends or anything. I guess not, but I find myself oddly unbothered by Zooble's cool demeanor. That's fair, I shrug. I'm sure you have a reason for feeling the way you do. That oddly seems to pierce their cool exterior. Huh? Yeah. I do. I feel like you just really dislike Principal Kane. Well, yeah. Dislike is an understatement. They pause. He just keeps trying to come up with new things and acts like we should be falling over ourselves. I shrug. It's okay. You don't have to like me. Well, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that... Never mind. It's okay. For what it's worth, I'm sorry I was so harsh on you. Listen, to make it up to you, I usually eat lunch with Gangle in the courtyard. You can tag along if you want. You know, instead of sitting alone. Just as I'm about to respond to Zooble, Zooble sees something out of the corner of their eye. Leave Gangle alone, Jax, they say, running off. Oh well. I guess if I want to talk to them later, I know where to find them. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something bursts into the room. Principal Kane, how exciting to have you in our class today. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a Bubble with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to this school. Kinger, class, how do you do? Principal Kane extends a hand, gesturing to us all before freezing in place. With a sound of porcelain grinding against porcelain, his teeth slam shut. His eyes slowly extrude from his teeth like they're not solid objects. Stevie, I wasn't expecting you here. Manic enthusiasm suffuses his voice as he points his cane at me. Maybe you'll be the secret ingredient to make this school interesting. He pauses a moment, rubbing the base of his chin in contemplation for a moment. Is there a reason you're here, Kane? Zooble speaks to him like they're addressing an annoying insect instead of a principal of the school. Kane perks up. Well, that's right, the reason I'm here. To make sure we all have an enriching academy experience. One filled with fun, danger, adventure.
Not to mention the sex appeal.
Bubble, no. He begins to list more and more descriptors, increasing his breakneck speed until even I can't tell what he's saying. And most of all, interesting to our studio audience. He turns towards the window and stares out of it for a moment. Is he addressing somebody? There doesn't appear to be anyone outside. However, the numbers are in, students, and it turns out school dramas are just white noise. Normally, this is the time I tell you it means the end of school life as we know it. Kane bites on his hand in mock horror. The class and Kinger play along, gasping at this revelation. Gangle looks ready to burst into tears. However, my sweet-tooth students, your benevolent principal has found a way to bring public interest back to the school in a major way. At this point, the sharp-toothed Bubble next to him pipes up.
How are you bringing interest back to the school, Mr. President?
Kane shoots Bubble a confused look, but hits his stride a moment later. You see, my little Tomar Emeralds, what's one thing no academy around here has ever had? A cast of colorful characters. A competent principal. Adequate funding? Kane shakes his head. Wrong. Surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No school around here has had a culture festival, celebrating the unique talents of its students. A totally original concept. So, I, being your benevolent principal, have decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best culture festival this side of the Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy. We gotta keep the interest of our investors after all. Egads! I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the list of everyone's responsibilities. You all have 5 days. Break a leg or two. As abruptly as he appeared, Kane darts out of the room, disappearing from view as he heads to his appointment. Alright, class. Let's see what roles Kane assigned everyone. Kinger lifts a paper from his desk and begins to read aloud. Ragatha, as the class representative, I trust you to organize the other students and make sure the festival proceeds without issue. I hope my voices aren't too bad. Like, I know I'm better at, like, some impressions more than others, but I hope they're all, like, decent. Zooble and Gangle, you two will work on art to promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some art to display during the festival.
I don't know. I still don't have anything I'm comfortable showing everyone else.
Pomni and Jax, look up what a culture festival is.
Shouldn't we do that before we start making the posters?
Nah, I like his idea. Plus, we get to see what Gangle comes up with for her posters. If it's anything what she comes up with when she draws her Agatha.
Jax!
Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay quiet. God damn. The class erupts into chaos as Zooble and Gangle argue with Jax. Pomni tries to find out what a culture festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of the class and get her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinger seems content to let the students bicker among themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lesson planned and he's just waiting on the lunch bell. As if I had summoned it by thinking of it, the lunch bell sounds. Everyone drops their arguments and files out of the classroom. Time to find out what I'm doing for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I had worked up quite an appetite. Gangle's a lot like me, lol. Gangle is such a cute little shy baby. The cafeteria was bustling with unfamiliar faces. Around me, there was a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I pick up something to eat at the nearest food place and set about deciding where to sit down. Still, as I scan the bustling lunchroom, I don't recognize anyone from class. I don't want to sit alone. What do we think? Courtyard or classroom? I know nothing and say courtyard. Hi, Chips. Hello. You're just in time for me to be doing mediocre impressions of the entire cast of Digital Circus. Alright, my epic gamers. I'm back. 1 vote for bottom, 1 vote for the first one. You're really gonna leave me with a tie, huh? Wait, no way! Okay, oh, you were okay. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Joke's on y'all, I'm a switch. Anyways, I pick up a garden salad from the cafeteria and stride out into the courtyard. Though there are half a dozen tables out here, they're mostly empty, and it's easy to find Gangle and Zooble. You should know me better. I say whatever's the funniest. Honestly, that's so true, Briar. Briar, you are so funny. Gangle gives me a big wave with one of her ribbon arms, her comedy mask showing an expression of cautious excitement. Zooble lifts up their claw hand and in a friendly wave as well. Hi guys, thanks for the invite. No problem. They've said it at the same time. Did they coordinate that? Either that or they've just been friends for a long time.
So, Stevie, how are you liking our school so far?
Well, it's pretty different from my old school. I start, Zooble and Gangle waiting on my next words. But I think I'm starting to like it here. Gangle smiles, pushing the tips of her ribbon hands together with a gentle blush.
I like it here too. I'm really excited for the Culture Festival.
We pass the time in relative silence as we eat our lunches. Zooble is the first to break the silence, pointing at my meal. Are you a vegan or something? Oh, this? I gestured to my salad. Not really. I just grabbed something that looked good before heading out to meet you guys.
I think it looks good.
Zooble shrugs. I like to bring food I cook myself. I can't stand what Kane stocks the cafeteria with. Gangle has a gentle smile on her face as she pokes a bit of shrimp tempura with a chopstick. How she manages to use chopsticks when both of her hands are the tips of red ribbons is honestly very impressive.
I don't think it's all that bad. There's a lot of traditional Japanese foods in the cafeteria. I never got to eat sushi when I was in high school before.
They go back and forth like this for a bit while I stab the remnants of my salad. This clearly isn't me. I would not pick the salad. I wish, like, they gave you an option, and it's like, oh, we're gonna hurt a cat, burr. Oh, yeah, one of them just walked by. I guess I didn't hear them purr. That should help call over whoever the culprit is. Oh, it was Claire! Hi, Claire! Tell your car I love them. I hate to break it to you, Chips, but I don't have a car. But it was Claire, and I will tell her that you love her.
Claire! Chips loves you!
Oh, she's scooching across the floor. It's weird that I am a fat ass who eats a lot of Taco Bell, considering I love salad. Here's the thing, I'm also a weird fat ass who eats a lot of Taco Bell, but I don't like salad. I don't know where I was going with that. And ironically, as heavy as I am, I do not have a fat ass, sadly. It's kind of bubble butt, I don't know. Anyways, enough about my butt. Literally bit someone for touching my salad once. Honestly, that's so valid, though. A hush falls over our table for a moment. Then...
So, Zooble, are you going to help me get art done for the Culture Festival after lunch?
Zooble looks at Gangle pointedly.
Honestly, I'm tired of talking about the Culture Festival. It's just another one of Kane's stupid plans to make us all come together and make him feel good about himself. I mean, come on, Gangle. He is having Pomni look up what a Culture Festival is. He doesn't care about the Culture Festival at all. It's just something to make us all busy. I don't see why I should put in any more effort than Kane is, you know? There's a faint tinkle, like something delicate fracturing, and Gangle's smile falters. Aww. Gangle's lips start quivering, tears welling up at the side of her mask. Zooble. Gangle, I didn't mean... But their apology is too late. Gangle's comedy mask has broken, and now lies on the table in front of us in 2 pieces. Gangle is sobbing loudly. I just... They give me a meaningful look. Come on, Stevie, you understood what I meant, right? Why does it have to be one or the other? Like, I would do both. I would say both of these things. It sucks that this is a choice. I would say this and then the second option. I think all my weight when I was on HRT went to my thighs. That's so real. Well, my thighs and my chest. But yeah, definitely like a lot of my thighs. My thighs are like twice the size of my head. I do feel like it was a misunderstanding, and I feel like Zooble really does care about Gangle, so I want to help clear the air. Thank you, Stevie. Zooble sighs, exhausted, but clearly regretting that they upset Gangle. Seriously, Gangle, I promise I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. Gangle manages to choke back enough tears to respond.
I know that. I just wanted us to all have a fun day today. During the Culture Festival.
Zooble leans over, putting a hand on Gangle's arm ribbon. I know, and I'm sorry about being so rude about the Culture Fair. If you want to take this seriously, then I'll take it seriously too. Besides, I think Stevie is really excited about the Culture Festival, right?
They shoot me a look that tells me it's my time to speak up. That's right. I stumble over my words, injecting as much enthusiasm into them as I can muster. I care a lot about the Culture Festival, and I'm really excited to work with both of you on preparations for it. Zooble gives me an appreciative nod as Gangle regains her composure. Her comedy mask is still broken for now, but she offers us both a delicate smile.
Thanks, you guys. Can we spend the rest of the day in the art studio working on posters?
Actually, I have some afternoon class.
Zooble wraps their pincer-like hands around my forearms. Oh, shit.
You're coming with us.
I sure am. I'm gonna take a moment and pretend like that didn't just do something for me. I let Zooble lead me to the art studio as Gangle starts to smile again, giddy at the prospect of spending a whole afternoon doing art for the Culture Festival. Oh, hi, Leon.
Hello, Leon.
Oh, okay, bye. Gangle pulls open a closet in the back of the art studio, pulling out stacks of paper before handing several pieces to me and Zooble, along with some boxes of colored pencils. They just be dragging you with? Yeah, Zooble could drag me. I'm gonna stop there.
Since we're all doing art for the Culture Festival, let's all draw some posters. Then we can vote which ones will make the cut.
I glance down and start to sweat. I haven't drawn anything more complex than a stick figure since the 3rd grade. Lies! Lies! I glance over to Zooble's paper. They've already started drawing a bunch of unique designs, contrasting different colors against one another to produce something that looks like it belongs at a high-end art gallery. I crane my neck to peek at Gangle's art. There's something familiar about an excited anime figure she's drawing, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Zooble sees me peering over at Gangle's work.
Why don't you start working on your own poster?
Gulp. Not the gulp!
Sure thing.
I try to scribble something resembling an excited student for my poster, but the proportions are all wrong. Okay, maybe this is like me. When I try to draw the school, all I can draw is a rectangle with smaller rectangles for the window. When I add a little sun in the top left corner and try to draw the courtyard, the picture is complete. This definitely looks like what a toddler would bring home to his parents. Something that would end up under a magnet on the fridge for years. Zooble leans over and gives a bemused chuckle.
Seriously, dude?
Yeah, I suck.
I didn't say that. Look, you may not be the best, but we all start somewhere. If you just pity yourself and call your art terrible, you'll never improve.
Zooble's pretty wise. Amen to that. I go back to my art piece and try to add more to it, watching what Zooble and Gangle do and trying to mimic their techniques.
Time's up. Let's see everyone's art.
We set all 3 of our pieces on the table in the center of the art room. We all take a moment to look at one another's art. Gangle has drawn an anime-style mascot waving 2 flags with the school crest on them, jumping up and down saying, "Please visit the school culture fair." Zooble has drawn a series of geometric figures and tessellations in different colors, but when you look at it at the right angle, it spells out culture fair. I've drawn a few stick figures enthusiastically, pointing at a box-shaped school with a few perspective and shading lines added, making it half respectable. It takes a moment for me to realize Gangle and Zooble are looking at me. Oh, crap, they expect me to pick their favorite? Objectively, Zooble's is the coolest, because, like, I love, like, optical illusions like that. But, like, I would not, like, say that so confidently. I'm the people pleaser kind of bitch to, having to do this through text is insane. Yeah. That's kind of the flaw in dating sims, is that, like, you can't, I've never experienced a dating sim, at least, where you can truly, like, portray yourself as yourself. You gotta just kind of talk it out, rationalize your decisions. I like Zooble. I wish it, like, both options were kind of, like, neutral, but Zooble blushes a bit, rubbing their arm before looking away.
Well, I think we all did a good job.
They pause.
Except for Stevie.
Gangle giggles as Zooble points out my lackluster drawing.
I don't know. It's kind of cute.
Cute because it looks like a 5-year-old drew it.
I swallow my pride and laugh with them. We laugh until the bell rings to dismiss afternoon classes.
Well, I hated today a lot less than I thought I would.
They look at me, gratitude in their eyes.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Stevie.
They say before heading out. I should probably go grab my things too. Gangle wants you bad? I don't know. I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts to the day's events. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather my things, a familiar figure walks up to me.
Oh, hey Stevie, you still here?
I nod, clutching my books. I would love if there was a beach lounger here. Bro! Bro! Don't even. Oh my god. Tomodachi life low-key does kind of feel like a dating sim at times. It's crazy.
Well, since you're still here, you wanna walk back with me?
Yeah, Zooble. That sounds nice. What about if there were profiteroles? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Zooble then pulled a soft-looking pastry out of their pocket.
I got you this profiterole.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Their voice is completely nonplussed, but I can tell they're happy I said yes. Zooble and I make our way out the front doors of the school. I walk to the curb, trying to find a comfortable seat on the sidewalk as I wait for my parents to pick me up. Joke's on them, I only have one parent.
What are you doing?
They give me a weird look. Waiting for my parents to pick me up. Why? Zooble seems only more confused by my answer.
Stevie, how old are you?
I laugh. That's a weird question to ask. I begin to count on my fingers, only to realize I somehow forgot how old I am. How did I forget how old I am? It's, not important. How old are you? Zooble raises an eye at my response, but lets it slide.
I'm 22.
I'm completely bamboozled by Zooble's respoozle. That's pretty good. Bamzoozled? I shake my head. Well, I'm probably an appropriate age to be picked up by my parent. Zooble sighs, pinching where the bridge of their nose would be with their claw hand.
Stevie, I don't know how you didn't notice this, but there literally is no outside world. Just the school and the dorms. Dorms? Yeah, I mean, I still don't like Kane, but at least he gave us all individualized rooms. Just a little off campus, and that was... Zooble pauses to make sure their next words aren't too complimentary towards Kane. Decent of him. They seem satisfied with their word choice. But my parents, I was dropped off by them this morning. It feels as real as my name. And my last school. Stevie. They give me a look of pity. Seriously, try to remember any concrete details about your life outside of this school. I try and I try, but all I get is a splitting headache. The harder I try, the worse the pain. I've got nothing. Yeah, something happens to our memory when we come to this school. Come on, let's get you to your room before it gets much colder out. Zooble takes my wrist in their hand and leads me to the dorms. Alright, which room is yours? Each door has so much personality. I can instantly tell who is probably staying at each. The red and blue doors, probably Pomni's. The door crisscrossed with caution tape could belong to Jack's. The ranch-style door reminds me of Ragatha for some reason. I know why it reminds me of Ragatha. We also pass a dark, sleek door with bright geometric shapes on it. Your room? Yep. They're quick with their response, but not curt. Clearly Zooble is more interested in finding my room than making small talk right now. Oh? They're interested in finding my room? Unlike all the other fancy doors, mine turns out to be a plain oak door. Well, we know it's mine thanks to a brass nameplate with my name on it. Well, you want to check it out? Is Zooble... Does Zooble want to come in my room? Yeah, let's, see what Kane cooked up for me. I open the door, looking inside expectantly. If I had to describe this room in one word, it would be inoffensive. Or boring. All the walls are painted a plain shade of white. My mattress is gray. The thick duvet embroidered with the school emblem folded on top. 2 pillows also sit on my bed. At the desk sits a pile of paper, a set of blue and black pens, a handful of sharpened pencils, and a computer that looks like it was plucked straight out of an office from the 80s. Beautiful. I wish. It's... Zooble pauses to find appropriate words. Roomy? I turn to them for a moment before bursting into laughter. You can say that again. I can't hide my grin at Zooble actually trying to be nice. It's the emptiest room I've ever seen in my life. It's literally so boring it's funny. Zooble starts chuckling too. Yeah, I don't know what you did to piss off Kane, but he must have decided to give you the most boring room he could think up. We laugh at the sheer hilarity of my unfortunate room for a few minutes. Ooh! Hold up! Well, the room sucks, but if you give me a few minutes, I'll whip up something to make it less plain. Interesting. Sounds like a plan. I guess I'll unpack my backpack and see if I can rearrange things to give the room more personality. Good luck. Zooble snorts as they leave my room. I close the door, and there isn't much to work with, but I manage to arrange the pens in a neat little pyramid, and start trying to sketch something to put on the wall. A few minutes later, someone slides a paper under my door. Ooh. I pick it up. Stop! Oh my god! Oh my god, I love that. Oh my god, guys. I want to print that out and actually put it on my wall. That's beautiful. Zooble has done a self-portrait in a neo-cubist style, incorporating various geometric shapes to make an interesting background to their self-portrait. I search around in my desk and manage to find a thumbtack. I pin Zooble's drawing on my wall, and remind myself to thank them for the art next time we talk. Spending the day with Zooble was actually really nice, despite our rocky start. I hope I can spend more time with them in the future. I lay down on my bed, defeated by the day. It doesn't take long for me to drift to sleep. I wonder if we're gonna have a dream. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flash on, as if overridden by some remote control. The room to my dorm? You mean the door to my room? The door to my dorm? Flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinkler. Doesn't that violate some sort of building safety code?
Hello, my darling toy box characters!
Principal Kane announces from what sounds like the hallway. Ah, well, time to investigate. Kane, what the fuck are you trying to pull this late at night?
Ha ha ha, Zooble!
His laugh is fast, forced, and manic, as if he's used to this treatment, but none too pleased by it.
You're lucky you even get to sleep.
This he blurts out in a harsh monotone before recovering his cheery demeanor.
I'm here because even with the culture fair pulling in new viewers, we're still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to. Which is why I've secured us a sponsorship.
He stretches out the last word, using some sort of effect to apply an ethereal reverb to his words.
How are you doing that? Without further ado, I introduce you all to...
A drum roll plays from somewhere in the background. Ragatha looks a little more awake, but the rest of us are still trying to shake off sleep to understand what exactly Principal Kane is talking about.
The Wacky Watch! You see, the vendors for Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for their product. But now, we have the perfect setting. Teen drama.
But we're adults. I'm actually...
Now, Gangle, I know this is a lot to take in, which is why I've already taken the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists.
Oh shit. Each of us glanced down. To my shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did it get there?
What in the...
And don't try removing them either. They're affixed with a bomb.
The way the sentence started, I thought that it was going to be exactly what I said.
They've been affixed to your wrist with a very special adhesive. And if you do try to remove them, let's just say they'll be, taking a little piece of you with them.
I can hear Gangle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs at her Wacky Watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wristwatch stays affixed to her. Ragatha just looks down with a resigned sigh. Kane, I can't remove the arm with the Wacky Watch. What the fuck? Principal Kane ignores our complaints, and he continues his monologue.
You see, my turtle doves, in order to secure the funding, we need to make it to Day 5 and the Culture Fair. I need you wearing these Wacky Watches at all times. Luckily, I secured a deal where I don't need all of you to do ad reads. But it is of paramount importance that none of you insult or try to disable your Wacky Watches. Good luck with school life, and I can't wait to see what you do at the Culture Fair. Bye!
He stretches out the last syllable as his body folds in on itself an infinite number of times, disappearing from sight. Well, I know it's not ideal, but at least we can all talk to each other now. Should make communicating about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gangle's comedy mask shatters and falls from her face. Tears well up in her eyes.
I don't want a Wacky Watch.
Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pomni pipes up.
Well, I think it could be useful.
And look, Gangle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw. Pomni goes over to Gangle, lifting her wrist and pointing out the picture chat feature.
That is kinda nice.
Gangle sniffles. Yeah, that's the spirit, Pomni. Now, let's all get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow. Everyone's door closes. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door.
What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm?
He says in a very Ben Tennyson kind of way. I decided to hide in my room before Jax looks for someone to take out his frustration on. I flick my dorm light off as I close my door. I check my Wacky Watch. I got a text from Zooble. Looks like they haven't updated their profile picture. I hate this thing. I know, I hate it too, but at least we can talk without being in the same room. Yeah, that is nice, I guess. Still, though, it's pretty late. Want to text more tomorrow? Yeah. I almost pull my covers up, but my wacky watch lights up with a few more texts. And thanks for everything today. For sitting with me and humoring me. And for helping me smooth things over with Gangle. And for being cool when we made fun of your art. You seem like a really cool person, and I hope you keep spending time with the art club. Even if you can't draw for shit. Damn. Roasted. It appears that whatever censor Kane has applied to the school also works on our wacky watches. Oh well. I send Zooble a laughing, crying emoji before pulling up the covers and getting to sleep. Why a laughing, crying emoji? What a weird thing to send as a response to all that. As I get to sleep in my bland, empty room, my thoughts drift to Zooble. Our relationship was off to a rocky start, but I'm glad I stuck with them. I really hope we can spend more time together tomorrow. Day 1 complete. Wow. Okay. 4 more of those.